Okay, so this is picking up where the last video left off. It's the same day. So I'm a little tired here, but I wasn't so tired that I didn't feel like I couldn't go in anymore. You'll see I'm getting a bit better at hitting the same spot. I think this might have been kind of where I really like locked in and said to myself, okay, technique is key, and you really have to use your technique, because like I said, I was getting tired, and my grip was starting to not fail me, but let's just say I could feel the fatigue in my hands, my forearms. But you know, I just keep working at both sides until I get some wood to come out. The axe is biting in a lot more. I think right here I'm working on trying to get that bottom chip out, yeah. But also, I want to note this. I remember I reached down to pull that out, because right in there the wood felt different when I would hit it with the axe. And if you can see that, there's a knot there. And I didn't realize when I started this cut that there was a knot there, because if I had noticed that, I would have cut it down a little further. But anyway, I just, I said, well, I've already started here. Let's just keep going with it. So, on this other side, I was trying to like maybe hit a little further over on the other side of the knot, so maybe I could kind of try to miss it, or at least not be hitting dead on. But and that's why if you notice on that side, you'll see some misses. I'm trying to hit in a different spot. It's not really working that well. Like I said, I'm also tired. I forget how long I have been out here already. Right here, I'm just really trying to see how hard that knot is, and I noticed that it's a lot harder than the other wood around it. But it's all good. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. So then I said to myself, well, I'll finish up the notch at the top and then work my way down. I think that was my mode of action. By the way, I want to mention that this is day 3 of me chopping wood. I chopped wood almost every day, if I'm not mistaken. This is starting to look kind of choppy, and I don't know what I was doing. I don't know, it's not horrible, but like I'm starting to miss now. I think I decided to go back up to the top, and then I don't know, there's just a bunch of misses here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just swinging away, hitting the knot. The axe is bouncing right off. It's terrible. Iris, I'm trying to record here. You're making a lot of noise. So, yeah, I go back to trying to finish up this knot real quick. And I get down to the bottom. I think I was just trying to finish up the bottom so I could get a nice V in there. Still working on that. I'm not horrible at, well, that looks okay. If I come on this side and no, miss, I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know. Well, it looks like, that V looks okay. It looks okay, I guess. So yeah, I reposition the camera, come on the other side, and start on this side. Here, it looks to me like I had a few misses. A few. I don't know. I think I was trying to start the notch in one place, and then I rethought it, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. But I got it going. I must say I'm pretty happy about that. It doesn't take me like forever to start getting some chips out, when at first it was like, it was horrible. And I also know the lighting's not so great. The sun was kind of bright on this particular day, so kind of whitewashes out the cut. Everything right there where that sapwood is just looks white. So yeah, you can tell I'm pretty tired. I usually whip that axe a bit more so that I can get it to bite in a little bit better. It's biting in okay there. Then here I tried to stand on the wood, and yeah, my feet are like, yeah, that it's too small. My feet are too big and it's too small, and that didn't work out so well. But I do see how standing on the wood could help, because you could really get the bottom of the notch really well, because you can see a bit better. But yeah, so I just keep working toward the top, trying to get the wood out there, working back down toward the bottom, miss. Then there's some of that lovely heartwood. That stuff is just, it's amazing how different it feels when you hit the heartwood. It's like much harder. I mean, the sapwood isn't super soft because this is oak, but it's nothing like the middle of this thing. And I also realized in this part of the wood, if you notice that dust that came out, there was like a little bit of rot or something right in there. Which surprised me. See that dust there that flies out with these hits? It's a little bit of rot down in there. And it was just like the fibers were just powdery right down in there. So it might have been a good idea that I cut this tree down. I've had the two big ones in the front of my house I had to cut down because they had started rotting from the inside and had carpenter ants and all that great stuff. And there are two in my backyard that are obviously sick. So I don't know what causes this. I haven't really looked it up. But yeah, something causes these oak trees to, I don't know if this is oak wilt or whatever. I've heard of that before, but I don't know exactly what that is. I've just heard of people talk about it and having to cut trees down because of it, but I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, at this point, I'm pretty tired and I'm just hacking away. And that part down in there, even though it's rotted, what was funny is there was like rot in places, but the places that weren't rotted were really hard. Like harder than the other places. Like if you notice, down toward the bottom, that wood is darker. Like all those places where it was darker, it was much harder. So, and then at this point, I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to like create a groove down through the middle, but I was clearly missing quite a bit. Once again, tired. I forget how long I had been outside at this point. And I'm also trying to avoid that knot too, because cutting into that knot is just, it's murder. So yeah, I went back to the other side so I could like create a deeper V right there in the middle. I know you can't see much, but I got the V cut out pretty good. Then once I got it cut out, I came back on this side, and I'm trying to just kind of like make those meet. And really I should be swinging the axe a little bit more through, like a little bit, like when I make contact, since I'm trying to get the bottom part of it, the axe should be a little bit more vertical, I think. And then that way it would cut deeper and I'd actually achieve what I'm trying to achieve. But like I said, when I'm tired, a lot of times stuff just goes out of the window, and I gotta work on that. Either work on just quitting and just like saying, okay, you're tired. But I don't know, I get this close and I'm like determined, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this cut off. I'm going, I'm just gonna finish this. If I could just finish this. Then I went back on the other side to try to work on that some more. And see, this is where, I just really noticed, like, I can get the bulk of it going pretty quick, but it's like the last little bit of wood, that's where things start to slow down. It's like things move quickly in the beginning, and then, things start to slow way down. So, I ain't gonna say that's all I'm gonna cut for today. That's all I'm gonna cut for right now. I find that the tighter I get, the more inaccurate I get, and muscles start giving out on me. I got this blister on my hand I'm trying to nurse. I feel another one coming in. I do have a glove on though, and I got tape and stuff under this. But in the frame I'm probably a little low. But I got 2 pieces off. I'll probably come out here later, try to get maybe 2, 3, 4 more, because it's been raining the last 3-4 days straight. I came out here when it would stop raining, but just as soon as I would get started good, it'd start pouring again. And I just find that the axe handle gets slippery when it's wet. Since I'm not that good with an axe, I just don't feel safe doing it that way. And if I don't feel safe, I'm not going to do it. For me to be a beginning axe user, I wouldn't even say I'm a novice. Beginning. So far, I feel pretty good. I haven't broken the handle. This handle, when I got it, it already had this damage on it. I guess somebody missed, or I don't know what happened to it. It belonged to somebody else before me, but I haven't broken the handle. Which I hope I don't. If I do, I'll make another handle. I got plenty of wood over there. Something I've been wanting to do anyway. But that's it for today's video. Well, yeah, that's probably it. I'll be honest, it takes longer to cut this stuff when you got the camera and you got to move and get decent angles, I'm sure you guys don't want just ass shots all day, which if I did move the camera, that's probably what you get, just 40% ass. And I'm trying not to be like, there's 2 other women on YouTube with the axe that I find absolutely just ridiculous. I'll put the links in the description below of the videos I'm talking about. They're out in heels and open-toed heels and dresses and have no clue. I mean, just safety. It's ridiculous. And I know what they're doing it for. They're doing it so that men will tune in and they'll get a lot of views. But it's the stupidest thing in the world. I'm not gonna do something that's potentially dangerous just so men can watch me. I mean, you could just take off your clothes on YouTube and men would watch you, or Pornhub, or wherever else you go to do that kind of stuff. You don't have to get on YouTube and be an idiot. But man, I don't know. That if I get on a rant about society and the stupid stuff people do just for views, it's ridiculous. But anyway, this video isn't about that. Okay. Cordwood challenge, axe challenge. To be continued. I'll see you on the next one.